Induri, and today I'm going to demo the assignment for the CSC 480, which is Intro to Artificial Intelligence. So this is the program I have developed for 8 puzzle problem by using the different algorithms, and I'm going to run the problem and demonstrate how it is executing. So I have used this GUI by using the Tinker library, and here I can choose the difficulty and the algorithm. And when you click on solve, it shows all the results expanding nodes itself, and you can see for each state what is the action that is taken, the length and the total cost. And finally, at the bottom, if it will show the final goal state and how much length it took and the total cost, which is the path cost, as well as the time and the space, and results into the solve. I can choose here number of algorithms, different algorithms, click on solve, that will give you the different results based on the algorithm. And also I am printing out the same results on the console, as you can see the results on the terminal. And coming to the implementation, I have created this class node which that holds the data that is necessary for the uh, current node, which is state, parent, depth, path, cost, and expanded. And I use these other helper methods to perform the other operations like printing the node, adding the children to the existing node. And similarly, I created another class for problem that will hold the initial state, the goal state, and the possible actions that are available. And depends on the current state, it will choose the possible actions and expands the node based on the state. And here I also use the other methods like expand, where it actually checks for the node, creates the node and add it to the children and returns the possible children from the each node. And here there are other heuristic I have used like missing tiles, Manhattan, and other two heuristics that I have used for the H3. Yeah, sorry, it's like a star 3. And coming to the algorithms, I using this library from the queue, and for this breadth first search I implemented this queue, which is the first in first out. And here I also using this repetitive state checking, where it will check if the current state is not in the reach, then only it will add it to the reach and put it into the front end, or else it will not do the same repetitive check. And similarly for DFS, I use this LIFO, which is last in first out, and the implementation is almost same. And for the uniform cost search, I using this path cost, which is a successor function that will returns a current state of the current path cost of the node. And here, as I said, I am using this priority queue that will return based on the priority. And here this is the reached, and I'm using this hash map where it will hold the current state as well as the root node. And I am putting that based on using the repetitive state checking as well as based on the priority of the heuristic. And here I also use this iterative deep search, which will loops on the specific depth, and it will check if it can find the solution or not. And this is the greedy best first search, and I am using the same priority queue, but here I am using this missing tiles as a heuristic. And for A star, I am using a priority queue, but I am combining the path cost as well as the missing tiles, which is g of n plus h of n. And for A star 2, I am using this path cost plus Manhattan distances. And for A3, I am using the other heuristic I have developed, which is out of place. So what do you mean by out of place is nothing but it calculates the number of tiles that are out of place from of each row, as well as some of the nodes or tiles that are out of place for each column. So this is where I implemented. I am calculating the sum of tiles that are out of place on rows and columns and adding to the sum. But I also developed another heuristic, which is adjacent tiles, but it is not as much as efficient. And here I use the sum of Manhattan distances with 2 times the number of adjacent tiles. But I just implemented this, but I am not using in any algorithm as of now. And here, as you can see at the end of the algorithm, I use this tinter and design the GUI, and based on the input I am calling the respective methods. And that's it for my assignment 1, and thank you so much for giving this opportunity.